There's no comparison at all. Especially last year, AAA games were nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Nowhere. They've been beaten from the AA productions. I don't think anyone can argue that. No
We
one.
have a thing on Game Awards, I think for Game of the Year. I don't remember exactly the list, but we have Clair Obscur, an indie title.
Mm-hmm.
We had
I can look it up.
Silk Song,
Indie.
another indie. We had
Yep.
Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a AA company, Warhorse.
Basically indie.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I heard that, I heard the rumors that they were saying that they were working on a new RPG Lord of the Rings game, and I can't wait to see where this is going, because you know how I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and I think if we will make a new RPG, Warhorse is one of the only
It's
companies that they
George's
can make.
wet dream, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if it's gonna be from Warhorse Studio, 100%. I want that.
So
Dude.
last year the nominees were Clair Obscur, Hollow Knight, Kingdom Come, Hades,
Four indies.
4 indies, Donkey Kong.
Okay, Nintendo.
Okay, AAA.
It is AAA. Come on,
okay.
Nintendo, dude.
Okay, AAA and Death Stranding.
Okay, so we have only one AAA game, two AAA games, and we have Hades.
Let's say 2 AA's and 2 indies, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
And it wasn't even a contest to, like, let's say, okay, for Death Stranding 2, would you say it's better than Hades 2? See, you have to think about it. Logic says, like, logically, you would say that the AAA is better than the AA.
As an experience, as an overall experience, yeah, 100%.
Yes, but you have to think about it.
You have to think about it because
it wasn't an immediate response. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hades is an amazing game, I mean,
yeah, it was an amazing game, but ask like if anybody's interested to see their friend's reaction, say that to them, and I'm guessing like 99% of gamers will say that Death Stranding 2 was a better game. But the thing is, the immediate response. Is there an immediate response? See what I mean? Because logic says that it should be an immediate response. Like the AAA is better. Yeah, of course.
That's what we've been taught all these years, But since indies they came up, we've seen some masterpieces around. People that they actually have ambitions. Recently, one guy released Road in Vostok, I think something like that, He released basically a Stalker, Tarkov kind of experience, realistic shooter, And it was one guy. One guy did the whole work. And if you go to the reviews, you will see a lot of praise from all the community that they're like, they love realistic shooters and hardcore experience. They praise him like hell. Like, this guy's crazy, like he did something amazing. The same thing happened 2 years ago with Manor Lords, basically a strategy game, kind of how can I say now? It's like a colonization sim and this kind of thing, I mean?
Okay.
And this guy was on his own. He worked on his own. Like, the scale of these people that were working on their own, and the scale that they can build is crazy. Schedule 1, on the other hand.
Yeah.
It was a goofy game, but Tyler did an amazing job creating this game till today. Like, all these mechanics, how well thought it was.
All of the content that is in the game, though.
Yeah, and how well thought it was. How intuitively put all these pieces together and create this amazing puzzle. I mean, you cannot find this magic on AAA anymore. You cannot. And then most of the people they will argue about, just because CEOs are not gamers. It's not about that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
CEOs cannot be gamers, but they can understand the audience if they do some research. If you are a good CEO and you're not getting pushed up by your shareholders, because that's what it is. Let's be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the results
And
that you will
also,
get.
and also, you have to understand, and I think CEOs have a problem with that. I mean, just corporate, members in general. Creating games is a creative process. It's creative. It's kind of like you cannot say to a songwriter what to write for a song.
Exactly.
It's a creative process. You have to allow the creator to create.
Yeah.
If you put all these guardrails and instructions on what to make, you are limiting the creators, the developers, to something they might not do a great job at. But if you let them create what they want to create, you have the possibility that it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And they don't have time frames and time limits, because we see all these AAA games, they taking years and years and years of development in order to be made. So they don't have time limits, or like I need in 2 years to make a AAA game, or 3 years every 4 years.
Mm.
They spend like 7 years. So just give them the room, the creativity room to do whatever they want and create something magical.
I think that wasn't the case until the Cyberpunk 2077 release came out. Because remember, Cyberpunk 2077 was 11 years in production.
Yeah.
If you were following the news at the time before release, you would see that they were pushed very, very hard. CD Projekt, they were pushed to release the game very, very hard because it was so many years in production. I think all of the, because the Cyberpunk, when it was released, it flopped initially.
Yeah.
So
it was a kind of a scam, to be honest with you. That's how many people are using this term. I don't know if I would agree, but when you have a teaser trailer give you so many content and you don't get not even 20%, let's say, then it could be a scam, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you could definitely make the same argument for No Man's Sky, definitely, and they've made that argument for Lord knows how many times.
Both of the games, they did a comeback, and in my opinion, No
Yes,
Man's Sky did a more impressive one. But
yes,
yeah,
because I mean, but the companies show that they care about the product, even though they made mistakes and they didn't. Not everything went to plan. They showed that they wanted to make things right, and they did make things right. That has to count for something.
in my opinion, you need to be clear with the audience,
of course,
and your shareholders. You building something crazy, right? If you see how much money like Star Citizen gathered, I think it's been close to $1 billion, and it's been, we've been waiting for this game like 10 or 12 years, whatever. I don't remember how long it is. In my opinion, they should have come out and say, you know what, this project, we don't even have the technology to make this game yet. So do not expect this game in the next like 15 years. So people that they will come actually and spend the money, they will know what
to expect,
the expectations. Yeah. They will have different expectations. Not like that in 5 years we'll have the game and then the game is still in alpha after 10 years.
It's a Star Citizen is it's not an example. It's like in a category of its own as far as development time goes. But I think after Cyberpunk and the way it flopped, companies actually stop pushing for release. That's what I was trying to say before.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean 100%.
Even though CD Projekt took their time to release.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a very like unique case as well,
Yes,
that
it's a
you can we
very,
cannot
it's a
compare
very,
it with someone else.
yes, but there was so much uh, push on so much pressure on CD Projekt to release the game, and I remember like they were pushing back for like 2 years. Like the game isn't ready, we cannot release it. Don't be patient. We're going to release it when it's ready. And the shareholders and of course gamers as well started pushing really hard on City Project Red, and I think the with from the shareholders' perspective, they finally snapped and they released the game after like so many years of push of pressure. They released the game, and you know what happened. You remember, like
Yeah,
most of gamers remember what happened. And I think from that point on, developers, shareholders were like, let's not push so hard for release. Maybe it's better if we have a little bit of patience.
yeah, I know. That's yeah. They gave the example like, let's not rush it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't rush it. Let's be honest. 11 years was a lot of time to make a game. A lot of time, and
So,
I think they took the development at the beginning. At one point, they just restart the whole development, because if you I saw you the picture of how what the promises they did in 2013, I think, in
mhm.
one interview that they had about the game, that it was supposed to be an RPG, a full, really in depth RPG with even D&D mechanics, and and how the world it was meaningful, and something that we clearly didn't get in the end
Yes,
anyway. And yeah, clearly to don't get it in the end, it means that they started development again and they did something new, and that's why
probably,
they took so long.
probably, yeah. But the expectations and the hype were through the roof for
Yeah,
this game. They were saying like this is going to be the game of the century, which is a very bold claim. It's a
yeah,
very very bold claim, and with making that claim, how could you ever deliver? How
and
could you ever?
especially when we just had, right, 2 years before that, we just had Red Dead Redemption 2.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can make this bold take, what I mean, statement.
I'm pretty sure when they started development, they didn't even knew that the Red Dead is going to release when it released.
I don't know, dude. You know me. I think Rockstar is the only. There is so many others now, like City Project Red. City Project Red is really good to make rough launches, but they know how to come back very
Hmm.
easily. Witcher 3 wasn't a perfect game at the beginning, but they did
Yeah.
something amazing. They released 2 amazing DLCs, and they might go for the third one actually.
Mm.
Cyberpunk was a good game. Obviously, wasn't what they promised to us that we'll get, but it's fine. It was an amazing game. It still was like an 8.59 out of 10 game. It was an amazing game still. That doesn't deny anything. But and then we have Larian, as I said so many times. Larian is really good studio as well. They know how to do it. I cannot wait for the new Divinity. What they did with Baldur's Gate 3 was insane. I'm not trying to undermine them. They're amazing studios, but I think when it comes to AAA and how we have to build a AAA, and especially an open world game, I think Rockstar knows what they're doing. There is not even close any. There is no other studio close to Rockstar at this level of quality,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
There really isn't. Yeah. Even if they say that their game cost like 500 million or 1 billion or whatever, you could really see where the $1 billion went. You could really
Yeah,
see. You could really see where the money went.
And the Take-Two CEO is not a gamer. Zelnick, he's not a gamer.
You don't need them to be gamers.
He's not. He never played a video game in his life. Like, he's like that, but he knows how to run the company.
Yeah,
So
you should just hire someone that knows, that is a gamer and knows how to make games. And you need to manage them. That's it. You don't need
and
to.
that's what Asha needs to do. Needs to do a nice research and see what the Xbox players need, and wants,
Same thing.
And just listen to them. And to be honest with you, Phil Spencer was a lovely guy, but he wasn't that. He was a gamer, but he couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good gamer doesn't mean good CEO.
We need good
as
games.
It shows, as it's
good
shown.
Games.
You need to be a good CEO. If you are a good CEO, you're gonna have great results. You just need to hire people that love games and are very good at building games. The CEO doesn't need to be a gamer. He or she just have to be a good CEO, and the games will follow. No question about that.
All these monetization practices, the models that they do in Game Pass, whatever, they will find a way to manage to get the money. I have no doubt. But in my opinion, the most important thing that we need right now is good games. That's what they have to prioritize in Xbox and every like studio over the world. We need good games. And the best way, in my opinion, right now to make a good game is be in development, bake the game for 4 or 5 years, and release it as an early access. I know that most of the companies, they don't do it, but it's the easiest way to make an amazing game. Release it as an early access. These 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people that they will be hardcore enough to come there and give you enough feedback. They will help you. Why you want to brainstorm with another 100 developers in an oval table and brainstorm like, is this mechanic gonna work on my game? Is mechanics gonna be good? Just release it in early access. Release the mechanic and get the feedback of how you need to delete this mechanic because it's not good, or how you will improve it to become 10 times better. And that's what Baldur's Gate 3 did, and it became a generational success.